Runescape and old school Runescape are two sides to the same coin, some people say. Though in reality, it's more of a diverging timeline sort of situation where the games split at a single point in time and are now two different realities. Runescape kept evolving, and its lore, world, and mechanics have continued advancing at a fast pace. Old school Runescape, however, stayed true to the nostalgic charm of the game, where its gameplay has remained nearly the same since its divergence, and the world has evolved down a different path. Whether you find one version of the game better than the other is an opinion, and no side is more correct than the other. As someone who's been playing since RuneScape Classic, I personally think both versions of the game are just, well, RuneScape. I think both games are good games and can coexist, and the communities from both should do what they can to help both games flourish. There is no reason for discourse between the two games, and I actively encourage players to play both games. And that is what I'm going to start doing. Though old school RuneScape has always appealed to me as a game, I never wanted to restart my progress when the game split. But with friends in both of these games' timelines, it's time for me to try going from RuneScape to RuneScape, experiencing the alternate timeline. Hello again everyone, Komori here, and welcome back to RuneScape, this time for episode 26. And this is the first time I am recording and editing on my new PC, so settings should be identical, but things definitely haven't been working out too well, so hopefully the video is not too different. But we're starting off with a little bit more Hespori here. I do really want to get that bottomless compost bucket. I've been doing farming runs pretty consistently for the most of the series so far, and it would just be a good quality of life improvement, but I don't want to spend the money on it. I want to earn it myself, you know? Hespori, though, has kind of been beating me the last handful of attempts. I don't know if I'm doing anything differently. Like, my stats are going up, but the fight is, I feel like it's getting harder and harder. I don't know if it was changed at all or if the RNG is really that heavy, but I'm also forgetting to bring all of the tools and everything with me, basically every time. I don't ever remember which ones I need to bring. I think it's just the seed dipper and the spade, but kill number 4, not even close to a personal best, almost a full minute slower. No compost bucket. Keeping up with the farming though. Oh, I love these EXP drops. It's probably sounded like a broken record at this point, but God, it's so nice just seeing those. 3 of them back to back to back. If you do the one on the Savannah first and then those 3, it's like almost 4 million farming EXP per hour effectively. It's insane. But as you can see, back to another Hespori, so you can kind of see the timeline between my play sessions and what I'm getting done. Not getting too much playtime each week recently, but Hespori kill number 5. Go back and grab the stuff to loot it. Do we get the compost bucket? We do not. First 5 kills, no spoon, but I think that's okay, to be honest. I think it's like a 1 in 30. It's a pretty easy drop rate, but we have a couple skills under construction, so I'm going to start working on some mining. I decided to do some gem rocks. I really don't know what I should be doing for mining right now as a main account. I do still want to unlock the calcified rocks, I believe that's what they're called, but I haven't done the quests for them yet. But my god, the amount of bots here at the gem rocks was actually insane. This is definitely like one of the bigger things between old school and RuneScape 3, like the amount of bots on old school. Some places are just like, it's impossible to do skilling in some places. Like every world had multiple bots hopping in and out and in and out and in and out. This took quite a long time. But this was what I was doing with my usual half-filled inventory. I was cutting 2 full worlds worth, then I'd run back to the bank. I would attempt to cut, but crush all of the gems along the way back to the bank. I was saving sapphires, emeralds, and rubies, because I'll just cut those all together at a future time. I don't know what I'm going to do with them all. And then bank everything, and then on the run back, I would do some more fletching. Very simple process. Even with the half inventory, like, I'm only getting a couple, inventories to get up to a high enough level, so it was just a short little process, but most of the time, by the time I would come back from the bank, there would be another bot in the world. So I actually got pretty lucky here, being able to do this world twice in a row. Kind of an insane amount. I wonder if the like underground mine is any better. But here we go. Nice little 43 mining right there. Lovakenge blast mine, no thank you. Oh, you see a bot login right there as well. But we got the mining up, so what comes after that is smithing. Decided to come back and try Giant's Foundry again. I'd already kind of forgotten how to do everything. So I did one sword there, get level 41 smithing. There's something about the like training methods in old school through the mini games where it's so satisfying. It's like the rooftop agilities where it's just like you get such a little amount of EXP during it, and then the huge EXP drop is just like a big dopamine hit every time. But there we go. We did get another perfect sword. And if you're getting a perfect sword, or like you're not making any errors with it, 42 smithing, you do actually profit, even if you're just straight up buying the bars off the GE. I was doing a mix of iron and steel. I was doing 14 iron, 14 steel. I have no idea if that's the best way to do things, but I am going to show through one entire mini game, basically, of how I was doing things. I did hold a few iron and steel items from Slayer in my bank, so I was turning those in as well. I don't know if that's like the best use of it, but it did clear up some bank space, but I did have bars as well. So there we go. We fill it up with the last of the inventory space. I don't have ice gloves either, so I am having to use the bucket of water. I feel like people said that made it super inconvenient. I don't know how or why, outside of not being able to fill the crucible in one inventory. Maybe? I don't know. But so I'm sure most of you know how the game works. There's 3 different tools. There's the hammer, the grindstone, and the polishing. And then you have temperature to control. So the first thing I have to do is hammer it. And as you hammer it, it gets colder. So the hammer, you need the heat, the middle bar to be in the red. And as you progress through it, the bottom bar is what comes through. And so pounding away, it's getting slightly colder as the progress moves up to the right. And so before it leaves the red temperature, I'm gonna have to go dip it in the lava. And then of course there's like slightly dip it in, and then there's dunk it in to increase the heat faster or slower. Take it back, pound again. And then when it jumps up into the green section, that's gonna be polishing. And polishing as well makes items, or makes the sword colder. But I need it to already be down in the green. But because polishing makes it colder, I want it to be the hottest possible that it can be to start. So you want it on the far right side of the green bar. And so right there, we get it in, and then we run over to the polisher, and it's kind of just a rinse and repeat. It's not an AFK activity at all. I don't know if it would even be worth doing if you're making more than 2 or 3 mistakes on a sword. But as you see, it's getting colder and colder, and so I gotta go warm it up again. So the polisher and the hammer cool off the sword as you work it, and then the grindstone heats it up. And so that's kind of like having to pay attention and remember which ones do what. But there we go. Moving it on up. The bottom bar is the progress bar. And you want to do as much as you can with the correct heat, with the correct activity, because then you get the most EXP and the most gold at the end of each round. So now I have to hammer it again, so I gotta warm it up quite a bit. We want it to the far right side of the red bar on the temperature, because again, hammering it will cool it off as we progress. But the bar also goes above the temperature bar, so you don't want it to be too hot. Otherwise, you got to either cool off or wait. But as we go, each hammer hits, it's only like 4.5 EXP. Like, it's such a small amount of EXP during the actual training or the mini game. It's the turning it in that you get the big boost of EXP. I almost wonder if anyone's ever gotten the smithing pet during the minigame. I don't know if you can get it from handing it in, actually. You might be able to, but like the 5 EXP, it makes me think of my fire making pet that I got on RuneScape 3. I got it while wood cutting with Senna's Fire Torch, which is like, you have like a 50% chance of burning the logs as you cut them. And so just one of the times I was wood cutting, I got like a 40 EXP drop through the Fire Torch, and I got the fire making pet, and that was actually kind of insane. Hammering done, so now we gotta go to the grindstone. And the grindstone, again, is the one that heats up the temperature as you're working it. So you want it to be on the left side of the orange bar. So red and green, you want it on the right. Orange, you want it on the left, or yellow. Don't know if people consider that orange or yellow. It looks yellow to me, but I feel like I've always read that it's orange. But I also do have like a yellow filter on my monitor, so that might be a little bit there. So we're gonna have to cool it down just a little bit. It's usually 1 full temperature bar plus like a half to get through each progress. But once you complete the final one, it'll automatically stop, so you can't overdo the last step at all. Once you finish it off, it'll completely end it and be like, go turn it in. And so there we go, successfully finished the sword, no blemishes, you hand it in, you get the nice EXP, 6.4k, with a new record, just over 6.5 minutes, and that jumps us all the way up to 44 smithing. You love to see it. Can make steel two-handed swords. Won't ever do that. But again, we're just trying to get everything above construction. And so we worked on the mining, we got the smithing up. The only thing we have left is rune crafting. And so we are back here, grabbing a level 41 rune crafting at Guardians of the Rift. 42 rune crafting coming in at the body altar here. Both of these minigames have been a lot of fun. I quite enjoy this like change of pace for how you can train in old school. It is quite entertaining. 43 rune crafting coming in. I know I only had to get above like halfway to 43, but nature runes are unlocked at level 44. And so I figured while I'm here, you know, might as well. Level 44 rune crafting slipping in as well. And then I did do one more Guardians of the Rift afterwards, just for the experience of being able to craft nature runes during it. And we grabbed level 45, sneaking in there, accidentally canceled the notification. And then I went and did Tears of Guthix, and I forgot to record it. But there's the screenshot. I got level 43 construction from Tears of Guthix. And then using that construction EXP, we can now come and do a completely unrelated quest, Taibo Wanai Trio. Pretty important quest, though. Someone did mention in the comments that I should unlock Karambwans. And so I was like, you know, I have the requirements for the quest. There's no reason not to come do it. So, bought everything I need. I do remember this kind of being a more annoying quest, but I could have been thinking of a different one. I don't know if any of the quests require you to do the minigame here, where you have to like fix the fence and chop all the bushes and everything like that, but didn't actually need it during this quest. The first thing you do, though, you come down here and you're going to catch some Karambwanji. You need these as bait to catch Karambwan. I don't know what the EXP rate for just like AFK catching Karambwanji is, but is it a good idea to just sit here someday and just catch like 10,000 of them or something? I don't know if that would really take all too long because you catch more than one at a time, but over here getting called a whippersnapper by a Labubu. Like, dude, who are you talking? Like, who do you think you're named after a Labubu? You bald and named Labubu? Like, you got no room to talk. I don't understand. I mean, maybe I do understand. I would be a little bit cranky too if my name was Labubu and I was bald and all I did was catch fish all day. And, you know, that was my life. But I'm sitting here being like, oh, I can help you do that. And he's just, look at those brows furrowed, dude. Labubu, you just need to calm down, okay? Maybe your time has passed. You're getting old. Labubus, maybe they're on the way out. I don't know. This could be a prophecy, you know? Labubu's on the way. Oh, it's Labufu. Never mind. False alarm, guys. Has nothing to do with Labubus. But basically, he's like, yeah, I can teach you how to catch Karambwan, but it's a super secret. Like, you can't tell anybody. And I'm just like, bro, I am the most trustworthy person in Gielinor. Like, teach me your secret ways. No one will ever find out about them. And he's like, okay, like, Karambwanji are octopus, and they actually feed on Karambwanji, which grow in, like, the Holy Lake to the south. He's like, if you bring me some Karambwanji, I can show you how to catch them. Bro, I got them in my pocket already. Like, you know how we adventurers are. And you ask him how to catch them, and he's like, you gotta have this super special vessel that I created. And it's just sitting here telling me to talk to him multiple times, and I'm like, he's not really doing anything. And that's when I realized, like, this quest has a lot of... Sometimes the dialogue continues after quite a long pause on its own. Like, you can't re-click. You have to just wait for the pause. And then other times, the conversation is just ended, and you have to re-talk to them. And so there's so many different times in this quest where I just, like, talk, and then I'm just standing there waiting to see if anything happens. And there's other times where, like, the conversation stops, so I click them again, and I just keep refreshing the conversation. I don't know why that hasn't been, like, made uniform to be one or the other for the entirety of the quest, but it's sitting here asking me to talk to him and ask him what he does to get it, and he tells me about the vessel. Finally. But it took multiple attempts, so I can actually see why he's pretty cranky, you know? Adventurers coming up here, asking him the same question over and over and over and over, cutting him off when he's just trying to have, like, a pause to think to himself. But basically, you catch the Karambwanji with a small net, and then you put the Karambwanji in the vessel, and you put the vessel in the water. The octopus swims inside to eat the Karambwanji, can't get out for some reason. But he's basically like, okay, like, you have to promise not to let anyone else see this vessel or learn how to catch these. This is my livelihood. No one can get it. And then I'm immediately like, yeah, bro, I lost it. But it's fine because a shark ate it. And he's like, I swear to God, no one better catch that shark. Because no one can find out about this. I have an infinite stock, but, you know, no one else can have it. And so, of course, you know, I bring it back and everything like that, and it's totally fine. But you drop it because you do need 2 of them. And so you do the drop trick just so you can get 2 of them early, so you don't have to go back up to him later. The first thing you do, though, however, after you just swore yourself into secrecy, you signed an NDA with this guy, with Labubu, is you come over and you give away a secret immediately. First thing you do. Don't even question it. You bring it immediately to this guy, and he's like, I will not go back home until I catch a Karambwan. And I'm like, well, your technique sucks. It's like the SpongeBob episode where Squidward can't blow bubbles, you know? It's like, it's all in the technique. And so you give him the vessel, and you tell him, try this. And he's like, oh my God, it worked. I got a Karambwan. You can have the first one as commemoration, which we're going to have to cook later, so very important. And I'm like, cool, you caught your Karambwan. Can you go back to the village? And he's like, nah, I got to learn how to catch more Karambwan. Actually, you know what you should do? You should take the Karambwan vessel over to my brother and have him dissect it and reverse engineer it so we can craft them. And I'm like, all right, cool. Can I have the vessel then? And he's like, no, how about you go make one yourself? And I'm like, but we don't. Whatever, you know? Like, you just said we need to learn how to make them. How am I supposed to know how to make it? Whatever. And so you burn Joger bones, because you're going to need those later in the quest. And I'm like, might as well sit here and get those gains in, you know? Gotta fletch. Never stop making money. Just kidding. Don't play this game peak efficient. You know, it's already quite annoying having the fletching supplies in my inventory all the time, but I can't stop, you know? And you grind up one of the Karambwanji into paste. You used the paste on the burnt Joger bones. And now you gotta burn those to marinate the bones. And then you also have to cook the Karambwan. The only Karambwan that I do not have a fishing level to make. And I can't buy them from the shop until after the quest. So of course we're gonna cook. God. We all knew it was gonna happen. Has anyone ever cooked the Karambwan the first try? I don't think anyone ever has. Come back, buy an uncooked one. I probably could have just bought a cooked one. I don't know if you actually have to cook it yourself or if you just need a cooked one. But it worked. We got it done. I made a second marinated bone as well. I don't know why. I kind of thought that was part of the process, but it wasn't. You use the Karambwan to make Karambwan poison spear, and you bring it back to this brother, and he's like, I will not go back to the village until I kill the Shaikahan. And I'm just like, I mean, sure, dude. Like, let me watch you fight it, because I need to bring you back, and if that's all that happens. And so I sit here and I talk to him, and I'm like, is this I have to wait and it's going to continue on its own, or am I supposed to talk to you again? And it didn't look like anything was happening, so apparently I could have saved myself, 3.5 days by just talking to him again. But you never know. He's like, will you watch me go on this hunt? And I'm like, sure. He's like, but don't get in my way. And I'm like, bro, I could kill you right now. But yeah, lead the way, dude. I have no idea where we're going, even though I absolutely do, because it's just south of his other brother up fishing Karambwans, and it's right next to the cave that we've been into, like, 200 times for quests already. Sick little cutscene, though. He's duking it out with this lion-looking beast, who actually you can kill after the quest, and he drops bones that are like 6k each, even though they give like no EXP. But he's basically like, I'm too slow, I can't do it. And I'm like, have this this agility potion. This will speed you up and heighten your senses, and you'll be fast enough to do it. And also, your weapon sucks. Try this poison spear. And he's like, oh, poison spear. Okay, I will fight him again. We're all the way back here. I don't know why we didn't just hand it to him while we were at the fight. But you give him the upgrade, and it's the exact same fight. He's not like Jedi spinning, flipping, fighting this guy. No, he's just tanking it, Gods witness this triumph, but I'm the witness. He knows I'm the god. Yes, you did it. You killed the Shaikahan, and I am your witness. And you said God's witness. This dude worships me. Proof. Now we also need the skin of a monkey, and of course you can't melee them, so I brought some darts. Took 3 darts to kill a level 3 monkey, 1 dart per level. That's how the game works. Don't fact check me on that, You bring the monkey back to this guy right here. I was a little confused for a second. I was like, what do I even need the monkey for? I did not remember so much of this quest. And he's like, oh, let me guess, you want me to skin that monkey? Is there any use for skinning monkeys in this game outside of this quest? Monkey hide armor, who knows? You use it on the seaweed, and you make probably one of the grossest things possible, a monkey skin seaweed sandwich. Look at me go. My team is saying, it's 1v5, search and destroy, clutch or kick. Ooh. Choke. Bringing back the bad memories. Just kidding, we get across. That was just a fake vision in the past, never happened. We come and talk to the last brother, and he's like, of course, I will not leave to go back to the village until I repair the tribal statue. And we're like, isn't the statue in the village though? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, well then what are you doing over here to fix it? Like, you have to go to the village to fix it. How are you supposed to fix it without going to the... And he's like, bring me these items and I will fix it. And I'm like, oh, sure, whatever. Like, makes sense to me, What is the first thing that you need? And he's like, give me Karamjan rum with a banana in it. And I'm like, sounds awful. Sure, here you go. And he's like, oh, perfect. It's like pulp and orange juice. He had to chew that rum, Dude's got to floss after that rum. And I'm like, are we good to go? And he's like, no, I need something else. I need a seaweed sandwich, which is seaweed wrapped in monkey skin. That's his brother just took the skin, the fur off the monkey. It's not cooked, it's not cured, it's not any. It's like a kiwi exterior with seaweed inside. Chewy. Sounds disgusting. I gotta say. Awful. And I'm just like, okay, let's go. And he's like, I need one more thing. Ritualistic. This is super important. I need marinated burnt joger bones. Good thing as an adventurer, I already have these, but That also sounds disgusting. Burn some bones and then rub some fish paste on it and then cook it, you know? I mean, bro, you do you. I don't question the people of Taiwanai, but maybe we should be questioning the people of Taiwanai, because terrible, terrible things going on down here. But here you go. And then I'm like, hey, I have this vessel. Your brother wants you to reverse engineer it. And he's like, done. I have paper and pencil and everything. I can just write this down for you right now. And you go bring it back to his brother. And he's like, did you get the blueprints for this vessel? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, fantastic. Now my people can learn how to catch Karambwan. And I'm like, all right, let's go back to the village. And he's like, nope. I'm going to stay here and catch Karambwan. Go back and speak to the father. And I'm like, dude, your children have some issues. Like, they all kind of greedy, kind of annoying. And he's like, yeah, I know. But here you go. Here's your gold. Quest complete. 2 quest points, 5,000 fishing, 5,000 cooking, 2,500 attack and strength EXP. But of course, you don't actually get the EXP. You get just the quest points and the 2,000 gold, which was the huge reward that he said he was going to give us in the beginning, which, I mean, it could be a lot of money. I don't know. I feel like the people of Taiwanai, with all of their bots buying all their Karambwans, are probably filthy rich, but you know, who am I to examine their coffers? Then I get a mime show on the way down to speak to the 3 sons again, but I didn't get a reward. I completed it. I didn't get a piece of the mime outfit. I didn't get like a new emote. I didn't get coins. I didn't get a lamp. I don't think I've ever seen a random event not give me anything. But yeah, apparently that's what happened, unless I'm blind. But you come down and you talk to the 3 sons in the houses at the south end of Taiwanai, and this is how you get the quest rewards for the EXP. 5,000 fishing coming in, which is fantastic. Brings me up to level 44 fishing. Move on over to the next door. Boom, boom, boom. The pathing, because of all the chairs and the bushes, like, that could have just been nice. There could have just been a hallway between all 3 of your doors, let's be real. Speak to him. Don't ever want... This dude's going to give me cooking EXP. With the things I just watched him drink and eat, I don't know if I want his experience or his teachings, but 5,000 cooking EXP, bringing me up to 44 cooking. Can make moonlight mead. No idea what that does or if it's useful. Sounds like something from Varlamore with the moonlight moths and everything like that, but might be useful. Who knows? Speak to the last one, and he's like, you know what? You helped me slay. Here is our family's poison spear that would have killed the thing already. I don't know why you had to make one and bring it to me, because we had one all along. Gives me 2,500 attack and strength EXP, bringing me almost to a level. But that is actually going to be where I go ahead and call it a video for today. Like I said earlier on, this was the first recording and editing I did on my new PC, and things just kind of weren't working too well. I transferred all of my stuff over, the same settings, the same setup, the same mic, the same everything, and the mic is extremely, extremely quiet, and I cannot figure out what's going on with it. I've had to turn the gain up and the volume levels and the input levels up super, super high, so I'm really hoping the audio sounds fine. But thank you guys all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you all back in the next episode. Until then, take care. Peace.